Hey, it's Dan Zimmerman. Welcome to Illustrate to Educate. Don't forget to subscribe for simple, objective videos on topics that matter. With everything that's been going on lately, have you wondered about the role that government should play in our lives? And how does this relate to American political culture? Let's first look at American political culture. In simple terms, it's the values that influence individuals' attitudes and beliefs about the relationship between citizens and the federal government. How involved should the government be in our lives? Well, that depends on who you ask. We'll connect this all together to build a broad picture of what American political culture is, and after watching this video, feel free to share what you think in the comments below. A big part of American political culture has to do with the core values that most Americans across the ideological spectrum say they believe in. One is equality of opportunity, the belief that each person should have the same opportunities to advance in society. Second, the rule of law, the principle that government is based on a body of law applied equally and fairly to every citizen. Next is limited government, a political system in which there are restrictions placed on the government to protect individual rights and liberties. Along with that, free enterprise, where private businesses have the freedom to organize and operate without interference by the government. When it really comes down to it, it's the interpretations of these values that ultimately determines which party people side with in major elections. Let's take a closer look at this idea of equality of opportunity. This is a core idea that America is built on. Other than slavery, Americans take pride in this idea of equality of opportunity. There could potentially be two sides here. One that says equality of opportunity should limit government interference and allow people to be self-reliant and enable free enterprise because this allows people to take care of themselves. On the other hand, someone else might say, hold on a second, not everyone is born into the same circumstance. And because of this, the government has a role to play in helping to level that playing field. Next, if we take a look at the rule of law, because we know any country in order to function needs this, so think for a second about the contract between two individuals. We'd like to believe that these people would uphold that contract. However, it's because of the solid rule of law that people are less likely to get away with crimes. So the rule of law tends to argue for some role of government, but it depends on how focused or limited a rule of law people want. Many citizens also support the idea of limited government and free enterprise, but differ when it comes to what they believe about it. For instance, some people believe it's the federal government's responsibility to regulate free markets and guarantee that no business is taking advantage of workers. Others believe that federal government should leave markets and workers to figure things out for themselves, and that regulations harm the economy by limiting productivity and profitability. Sometimes these core beliefs can compete with each other, which oftentimes leads to tension in policymaking. For example, a proposal for universal government-sponsored healthcare is likely to cause tension between the competing values of equality of opportunity. For example, someone might say, everyone should have the opportunity to be healthy, regardless of their family income. And limited government, where someone might say, the government should not involve itself in citizens' health. That would give it too much power over their private lives. Looking through history, many former presidents have given quotes about what they believe the role of government should be. Here's one from Ronald Reagan. Government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. His focus is on self-reliance and individualism, and even free enterprise, but that the government does have some role to protect the people and the rule of law. Franklin D. Roosevelt was president during the Great Depression and World War II, when there was massive unemployment, and he said, not only our future economic soundness, but the very soundness of our democratic institutions depends on the determination of our government to give employment to idle men. Due to the circumstances and his viewpoint on the role of government, he seemingly tends to weigh less on self-reliance and more on government intervention. What role do you believe government should play in our lives? Be sure to comment down below. And share this video, and if you haven't subscribed to Illustrate to Educate, please do, to support more simple and objective videos on topics that matter.